it's been a while since I've done a candle review, and I've been meaning to do this one since spring. So this is the Avon Sparkling Lemonade 3-wick candle. So as stated, it's got 3 wicks, and as we can see, they are a bit off-center. So I have a sneaking suspicion it's gonna have some burn issues, just like the last one did. But generally, for those of you who are not candle aficionados, if they're not centered correctly, it will not pool out to the edges correctly without using the tinfoil trick, and that always pisses me off. I'm gonna probably have to try and train it a little bit on this first burn, but we'll see. I always try and give it the benefit of the doubt and see if it'll do it without. I have a feeling it probably won't do it without. So, anyways, size of this, how many ounces are we? Is it listed? It is 11 ounces. And if I remember right, I think the website wait. Yeah, it doesn't say it on here, but I seem to remember on the website it guesstimated approximately 10 to 14 hours, I think. Or maybe it was 10 to 20, something like that. I know that it didn't take terribly long to burn down all of Mademoiselle, which was the same brand and size as this. So hopefully this won't take terribly long. Hopefully this one won't have a terrible accident like Mademoiselle did either. As you guys know, when I reviewed it, that one, I went to pick it up by the lid, which the gaskets on these are not very good, by the way. You should never try to pick up a candle by the lid. I know this very well. I knew it that day too. I thought I had it around the glass, and I thought that it was cooled as well, but my hand slipped, cap came off, it went down. Thankfully it wasn't lit so it didn't cause a fire, but wax went everywhere. And that part of the carpet still smells like it, so I'm like, ugh, let's not do that again. But anyways, yeah, smelling it on cold, it's a bit citronella-y. It's a little... It's halfway between citronella, halfway between, like, powdered lemonade mix. Like pink lemonade, which makes sense, because the wax is pink. But yeah, so we're gonna try lighting it, see how it smells, see how it throws, all that good stuff, and I will report back to you with all that info, and how it burns, and all of that in just a minute. Right off the bat, I'm not sure if you guys can see it at this angle or not, since I'm getting a lot of glare on the viewfinder, but the wicks almost immediately curled. And they took a while to get lit, and I'm not really sure what that's about. And as you can see, they're pretty tiny flames, all things considered, so I am so not feeling confident about this pooling out, but we are gonna see how it does. Okay, half an hour in, we've got an interesting pooling pattern going on here, but as I said, very much not even, so I'm keeping an eye on it and still continuing to hope for the best, but yeah, I am having less and less faith in this pooling out all the time. Okay, we are an hour in, and the pooling, okay, it's evened out with itself a little more, but as we can see, this whole right side here is still untouched, as are the other edges, but more so this side. This is the side that's probably going to need some help from the tinfoil trick, but again, we're only an hour in, first burn, small flames, so we just gotta wait and see how it does on its own before intervening. So we are 4 hours into a burn, and this is as much as it seems to want to pool out, so I think I'm gonna be forced to at least try and do the tinfoil method and just see if we can get this to pool out. Thankfully that was easy, like literally just a few minutes with the tinfoil trick and we have a nice full even melt. Okay, so I've since blown this out. I now have more thoughts about this one. So, while it was burning, the smell didn't change too terribly much. And I had it burning longer than recommended. On the bottom, it says, do not burn longer than 2 hours in one use. Yeah, I kind of did 4.5, but clearly it didn't blow up, so we're okay. But, I did notice more sweet tones coming through as it burned, especially like if I walked out of the room for a few minutes, came back. It was almost like a lemonade cotton candy sort of a scent. It's very sweet. Whereas smelling just this is more of like citronella slash powdered lemonade. It's weird. It's very strange to try to describe it, but it's the closest thing I can think of to describe this and the difference when it's burning. But weirdly, it's almost like you smell it in pockets of the room, but not the whole room. So I don't know if it would do better in a small room. My bedroom's rather large. Compared to like a house, I would say maybe a medium-sized room in general. So in a large room, yeah, it'd probably get kind of lost in there. In a small room, it'd probably be pretty strong, because in this very medium-sized room, I would rate the strength and throw on this about like maybe a 7 out of 10. It's stronger than I was expecting. I figured for something like lemonade, it was going to be really weak. I stand corrected on that. It actually has a lot more strength to it than I thought it would. And it's not in a kick you in the face kind of a way. It's not overwhelming or overpowering, thankfully. It's very present and it's there. And it lingers and it's still in the air and it's hours later. Even with a window open, it's still in the air hours later, so that's kind of nice. It did have issues with pooling out to the edges on its own. I waited and waited and waited. Finally did my tinfoil trick, and like within 10 minutes, boom, was perfectly out to the side, so then I was like, alright, now I can blow it out. But yeah, so I was correct in my analysis that without the wicks being centered, it probably wouldn't burn correctly. It got closer than Mademoiselle did without help, but I mean, it still needed help. So I think that's really about all my thoughts on this. The only thing I can't really say yet is in subsequent burns, does it change? Because I know Mademoiselle, the more I burnt it, the more disgusting it got. So I'm hoping that won't be the case with this one. As you see, it pooled down, like you can see a good amount for the first burn, so I'm not complaining. But hopefully it's not going to peter out on me like halfway through and just stop throwing or anything, because I've had candles do that and it's always a bummer when it happens, but so far so good, at least on this first impression, first run with it. So overall, I'd probably rate this, even though the throw was like a 7, I would probably only rate it about maybe like a 6 out of 10. Just because it is so artificial. It's not realistic by any means. It's not gross, but I mean, it's very fake. It has burn issues, and I do have to amend the burn time, because I looked it up on the website. Apparently they claim 30 hours total, so alright, fine. 30 hours of burn time you get out of one of these, so fine, that's fair enough. But for the price, I don't know. These are like on sale, I think $11.99 a pop, so they're right up there with the Bath & Body Works ones that are a little larger than this, even though they're also 3-wick, but theirs are better quality all around than the Avon ones. I'm sorry, they are. Facts are facts. But I do think I like this one better than Mademoiselle already, so I mean, I probably won't hate trying to burn this one down and use it all up, whereas Mademoiselle, I was kind of hate burning that one just to use it up as quickly as humanly possible. Get that sucker out of here. This one, at least, I feel like in subsequent burns where I'm not trying to just burn it to train it or anything, because it will pool out faster in subsequent burns. Just the first burn, it always takes the longest to get it to pool out to the sides, because it's never been melted out before. It probably won't annoy me as much just burning it for like a couple hours at a time, whereas after 4 hours, I was starting to feel like, okay, enough already, I get it, it's lemonade, go away, lemonade, but, yeah, but after like just 2 hours, I was still kind of enjoying it at that point, so I feel like that's a much more appropriate burn time for one of these, which I guess makes sense since that is the recommended burn time on the bottom of the candle itself. But yeah, I don't know, it does not feel 7-worthy to me, even though the strength and throw is, but just ratings-wise, I feel like this is more of a 6 to me than a 7. I'm sorry. It's just, It's very average, like very slightly above the middle line average. It's really nothing to write home about. I don't think they're even still selling this one, which is the main reason I went on the website. I went looking for it, and I didn't see it, so I think they're already done selling this one, and were months ago. So, it is what it is. What can you do, right? But, we shall see how I feel about it in the upcoming months, or however long it takes me to use this sucker up. But yeah, 6 out of 10. If you run across it super duper cheap on eBay or something and has low shipping, maybe if you like the way I described the scent, if that sounds good to you and it's a low enough price, why not give it a shot? Just don't put it in a really big room because it will probably get lost in there. But small to medium sized room, I could do decently in. Just my thoughts. So take them or leave them. It is what it is, but it is strong enough to at least fill a very decently sized room. Just a large one or a room with high ceilings. I don't know how it would do in that setting. So, anyways, that is all I have to say for this one. So as usual, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. If you're not already and you'd like to be, click subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Leave comments down below. Make sure you're following my social media accounts. They're all listed down below. And if you like what I do here on this channel and you'd like to help support it, the donation link, as always, is down in the description. So anyway, guys, till next time, bye-bye.